Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, and as far as you can see I'm back with a new series, and this series will be a new sculpture of a life-size mouse, and I decided to do this sculpture in full life-size resin fiberglass, and we will take some measurements and inspiration from Way of the Hunter series inside the game, and also from some video footages that I used to watch on YouTube, and we will use it as reference material. And I will build the structure first from metal bars and weld it, and then we will cover it with polyurethane pieces that are left over from the life-size Hexagopteryx sculpture that you were able to follow in the previous videos, and you will be able to see in this video also finished. And not quite in detail, but probably it will be a subject of the next video, the finishing of this life-size Hexagopteryx. And for now we will stick with the life-size mouse sculpture that I will do, and it will be a little bit bigger than a normal mouse. And I think the biggest mouse recorded was like 2 meters at his back, 2 meter high and 3.5 meter tall with the antlers and everything. So I aimed for a little bit bigger, and the back of this mouse will be like 2 meter 20 centimeter, and it will be like 10-15% bigger than the biggest mouse ever recorded. And I decided to exaggerate a little bit, so it will be very imposing. And as far as you can see, I built already the metal structure, and you will see in the upcoming videos how I will proceed further with this life-size sculpture. And let's see how it will turn out to be, and how these reference images and also the in-game footages from Way of the Hunter will inspire us, and hopefully we won't be knocked out unconscious at the end of this process, from the long process and work that is required. And yeah, unfortunately my Presa Canarios and Canacorsos are yelling and barking and screaming because a roe deer stag is creeping all around my property and licking the salt rock that is left over from the cows. And yeah, so it will be a little bit of background noise. And let's hop into Way of the Hunter 1. And folks, I have a leucistic mouse on the Elkcrest island since the beginning of this game, and I don't know how this leucistic mouse didn't aged to the end of this life cycle, because I have like almost 80 hours in this game. And I have to admit that I rarely sleep in this game, and forward the time and HD animals like that. I usually play the whole in-game hours as it is, and probably this is why the aging process in my game is a little bit slower as usual. And I'm doing quite a lot of cleanup on this map, and figuring out how these moose are aging, and how these moose are developing their antlers, because mostly the only thing that you can tell their genetics and fitness level is their antlers and somewhat the body structure. And in the new game I have to tell you that it's way more detailed than here. And I have to tell that in the old game I have to admit the antlers are way more impressive than in the new one, because in the new one they implemented some random antler generation system, which is an automatic system, and it cannot be compared with a handmade and handcrafted antler that is made here in Way of the Hunter 1, as far as you can see. So I decided for my sculpture I will go something from real life inspiration and also from the game, and probably I will go with this antler variation that you can see here in Way of the Hunter 1 on this 4-star moose, and also I will bring my twist and artistic vision into the sculpture. And yeah, hopefully in the new game the random antler generation will be advanced a little bit and will be put together in a manner that it can stand up to these handcrafted antlers which were in Way of the Hunter 1. And I have to admit that indeed more varied antlers and more randomly generated antlers would be very interesting in the second iteration of this game. But unfortunately for now I have to tell you that probably, as far as you can tell also, that it's very early, the antler generation in the second game. And yeah, so this is the leucistic moose, folks, that I'm having on this Elkcrest Island map since it came out. And I think this moose would have gone up to a 4-star if I would let him age, but unfortunately I didn't want to risk to lose him off the map, and I decided to take him early off the map because I started to lose quite a few moose before I was able to harvest them. That 4-star moose unfortunately died off, and it didn't go in vain because I was able to cool the lower fitness level moose of the map, and probably his presence on the map until his last stage of his life cycle made a huge difference in the fitness level calculation of the new spawns probably. And yeah, so I will try to harvest this leucistic moose from a frontal shot, and probably this will be a quite a risky shot because usually the arrow goes between the lungs, and if you don't hit the heart directly then you will have hard time to track down the animal if it runs away. And this is what happened here, and I had to edit out quite a long process of tracking because this moose ran like almost a kilometer and when I found him, I had to convince myself that I made a huge mistake taking a frontal shot as usual. And here you can see I was somewhat lucky because I touched the lung somewhat, and the left lung, and it did its job indeed. So folks, yeah, this is the comeback video on my channel after more than 2 months probably. I was busy in my workshop, and from now on I will upload again videos with this kind of content because as far as you can see I changed the subject of my projects also. I'm also working on the dinosaurs, but I'm started to work on wildlife and the wild animals, and the first animal that I'm making is this mouse, and you will be able to follow the process of the sculpting on this channel, and many other animals in life size will follow, and it will be the next subject of the introduction of these videos. And yeah, this is it for now, folks. Thank you for watching. As far as you can see, I taxidermized this leucistic mouse, and I was way more luckier than in Way of the Hunter 2. See you in the next videos, and if you are curious, I wait you on this channel.